Welcome back, students. We will be discussing about the last part of this particular chapter, that is chapter 19, Interconnected World. This is the last chapter of your annual term syllabus, and we'll be trying to complete it today. So, as we were till now discussing about the various interconnection between the abiotic and the biotic elements of the nature, and how the various events of disasters, man-made or natural, affects both the abiotic and the biotic components, and how everything is interlinked, how people are interlinked with each other in different parts of the world, how the countries are interlinked, how the animals, how the other living creatures are interlinked between. So that's what we will be discussing now, the impact on local events, the impact of local events on a global environment. Like maybe one event can happen over here but will impact all the whole world. Like for example, initially corona, this virus happened in Wuhan, China. So but this got spread in whole world, and the impact also was on whole world. I do not have to explicitly explain about what impacts we had over in India. I'm sure you all are very well aware of that. But the same impact, even more impact, was happening in other parts of the world. So this shows how everything is interlinked, and not just about the virus, not just about the disease. It had affected everything. It had affected all the sectors of the economy, like the education, like our schools. This type of communication, face-to-face communication, is somehow disrupted. Schools, educational institutions, the mode of education has changed. Then the various other things, like trade has been impacted. The food, the food that we eat, everything has changed. Now everybody has become aware. The public transport, the vehicles, everything has changed. The economy in as a whole has changed. So events in nature, some of the local natural events, particularly disasters. So this can also be termed as one of the pandemics, obviously, and this is also one of the disasters. This is one of the disasters which has happened in form of a pandemic. And this for example, in March 2011, a severe earthquake off the coast of a Japanese island was felt in Russia, China, and caused a tsunami with 10-meter high waves. So this has been an example given over here. We can also a certain examples, like various earthquakes and tsunamis which happen in one part of the world also impact the other parts of the world. Like any tsunami, any earthquakes, that the earthquake which happened in recently in the Uttarakhand region, the tremors were over there, but it has impacted the whole of Uttarakhand region, and the all the people over there, the people who were involved in the various hydropower projects which was happening over there, the migrant workers who were from different parts of India, and the various engineers, the various other people who were associated with that project, and the civilians also, the army, everybody. So all of them got involved in that particular disaster. And though the epicenter of the earthquake was in Uttarakhand region, though it was exclusively in that place, but the effect was in whole of India. And the effect was just not in whole of India. The effect also affected the trade. This impacted the trade of that particular region with the rest of the parts of India and the other parts of the world as well. So this is how everything is interlinked. Now here the example of Russia and China experiencing the earthquake which happened in the coast of Japanese island was being felt by them, and also they were being affected by that particular earthquake. So the many thousands were left injured and homeless, and the tsunami raced away at the speed of 800 kilometers per hour, and in the islands of in the eastern Pacific Ocean, the west coast of North America, and even the coast of Antarctica, when it broke off the edge of the frozen continent. So we can see that the effects of this particular earthquake and the tsunami has affected not only the place where exactly the tsunami or the earthquake has happened, but also the adjoining areas. So that is how I'm trying to establish a connection between two parts. So this is an example given over here. You can give other examples. You can cite examples happening over here, like the super cyclone Amphan which happened over here, or any other super cyclone which happened over here. So that particular cyclone has not only affected places in West Bengal but also have affected the various places near West Bengal, Odisha region or the Bangladesh region. They have also felt the effects of that cyclone, super cyclone. They have also got that received rainfall. They have also got the few areas affected by those super cyclones. So that is how you can also give cite examples of other such natural events or man-made disasters. Then people and nature, the actions of the people can sometimes make natural events worse. In many places, power is produced by the nuclear power plants. So that is usually done in a very safe manner, and an accident to a nuclear power plant can cause a great deal of damage. So it releases a lot of radiation, which is very harmful. A nuclear power plant built near the coast of Fukushima in northern Japan was damaged in the earthquake and tsunami of 2011. Now, nuclear power is another form of energy which is being used. I'm sure we all have studied about the forms of energy that is being used, like the solar energy, the hydropower, the wind energy. There also we have come across this particular nuclear power plants which produce a nuclear, which forms this type of energy, which is being used in various purposes, producing electricity and a lot of things like that. So if that nuclear power plant is somehow damaged, which one example is given over here, it is damaged in the earthquake and the tsunami of 2011 in Japan, in Fukushima. So this accident led to the huge disaster because the nuclear power plants emits a lot of radiations which affect the people, not only the people, the various animals, plants, living creatures, in human beings living in the adjoining areas, and not just adjoining areas, far more other places also. So this led to a lot of destructions of life and property, and the government must make sure that it had all the safety measures that are needed for power plants built in the earthquake zones. Even after all these precautions and everything, earthquakes cannot be properly detected beforehand. So even after that, lots of problems are done. But yes, we should be precautious enough. Now, thousands of people living in areas for several kilometers around it has to leave, as it became very dangerous to live there. The sea water used to cool down and damaged power plant was released back into the sea and causing damage to spread further. Now the water which has been used to cool down the effects of that particular nuclear radiation has been released back into the sea, and that had led to another problem in the sea areas by like affecting the aquatic life. Now this kind of contamination lasts for long years. Now this is an example which is given in Fukushima, Japan, the Chernobyl disaster, the various other disasters, the which happened by gas leak or any other. The recent one in I think Vijayawada, the recent one gas leak in Vijayawada which happened in India recently in 2020. So that particular gas leak also affected all the many of the people living in that area, leading to many people being sick or many death of many people. So that is how and the people living in the adjoining areas also felt the effects of that particular event. So this is what exactly is impact of any man-made or any particular natural event. Now the nature and people, sometimes an event starts in nature and spreads to people. Like for example, chikungunya, an illness that causes fever and pain, affected monkeys, apes in Africa. You can also cite the example of this particular coronavirus, or you can cite example of this Nipah virus. It started with the bats, which started in Kerala, but it got spread to the human beings also. Now you can also cite the example of swine flu. It happens in or bird flu. Swine flu happens with the pigs, while the bird flu happens with the, mostly spreads with this particular bats. bird flu happens with this chickens. So that's why this spreads now. It spreads with this particular animals or particular beings, but like creatures, but it gets spread into humans also. They are also hugely affected. Now these are the few things how India human beings and the animals are related. And it was first the chikungunya was first noticed in East Africa in 1950s. Another example is dengue. It is spread by the mosquitoes, but it affects the people mostly. And then this particular virus, chikungunya, this particular disease got spread into many parts of the world and also created a global impact. Now global warming, this is another phenomena where the increase in the temperature of the earth's surface, earth's atmosphere. Now if the earth's temperature of the earth increases, now what will happen with the increase in temperature? We can see that the ice melts. Now if the ice portions like the Antarctic region of the world or the mountains which has glaciers, icy glaciers, or the top of the mountains which are covered with ice, if those start melting, then what will happen? Flash floods, instant floods will happen, which will lead to obviously certain epidemics and certain disasters. Now scientists say this is caused by the increase in some gases present in the atmosphere, especially carbon dioxide. A lot of energy that we use is produced by burning fuels, which puts pollutants like carbon dioxides into atmosphere, like the buses or this vehicles which use diesel and petrol produces carbon dioxide, one of the greenhouse gases, and these do not allow the heat of the sun to escape from the earth, thus making earth hotter. So the atmosphere, so what this few gases do is they will allow the radiation to come inside the earth, the sun's solar radiation that is important for us to come inside, but this does not allow the heat which is produced inside the earth to go out, which will lead to increase in temperature of the earth, which will make the earth hotter. It is similar to using a blanket which keeps us warm because the heat of our bodies does not escape. So in earlier times when less fossil fuels were used, the earth atmosphere allowed the heat from the sun to escape back into space, but now it has been reduced. So there is a picture given over here in page number 159. I'm sure you all have seen this picture. So it allows the radiation which comes inside the earth, but it does not allow the heat which is produced inside the earth to escape into the atmosphere, into the space, which leads to increasing temperature of the earth. So the causes: polar ice caps starts melting, which leads to floods and increase in level of seawater. Low-lying coastal areas will go under the sea and would disappear. And glaciers or rivers of ice are also melting in many places. Weather in many parts of the world are changing already. Instead of the usual patterns that we see right now, the weather patterns are changing. The winters is much colder with heavy snowstorms. Thus, there is a drought-like situation instead of rain. And when rains are heavy, causing floods. Now, we can see there is a change in the weather every time, or the climates every time. Like we can see there is a change suddenly in the winters. We do not experience as much of coldness that we are supposed to, but suddenly it is very cold. And then if the rains also, like the monsoon period also, suddenly it is heavy rain and flood like situation. So there's a change in the weather. Plants, animals are also threatened by these changes. Now people can take actions to improve, like more clean energy, like the renewable sources of energy like the solar, the hydropower, the wind energy can be used in place of the fossil fuels, in order to this will help in preserving the fossil fuels for the rest of for our future generations, and also this will reduce the amount of impact on the environment. Now nuclear power plants can also produce clean energy, which has to be built with proper precautions, but which will help in producing the renewable sources of energy. So we can lot of care should be taken while producing this type of energy, and we can also try to use less energy. Like when we go out of a room, if we are not using a room, we can switch off the lights and fans of a particular room in order to help conserve the energy. And the leaders of different country meet regularly in order to discuss the changes of the environment. It is not easy for them to reach an agreement all of a sudden, but they also try to find solutions. Now, one of the problem for the atmosphere is caused by the substances called CFCs, or the chlorofluorocarbons, which is released by refrigerators, air conditioners and aerosol sprays. So CFCs have made hole in the upper layer of the atmosphere, the ozone layer. The ozone layer is very important because it allows the harmful rays from the sun, the ozone layer helps in protecting the earth from the harmful rays of the sun. It will allow the solar radiation, but the harmful solar radiations, which will cause various diseases and difficulties in human beings and animals, it will help, the ozone layer helps in protecting the whole world, the whole earth, against the harmful rays of the sun. So this particular CFCs, or the greenhouse gases, one of the greenhouse gases, which will this makes a hole in the ozone layer, which reacts with the ozone layer and makes a hole, which leads to which what will happen if there is a hole in the ozone layer. The harmful rays of the sun will come in, because the ozone layer is having a hole and it cannot protect the earth from the harmful rays of the sun, and it will also lead to various diseases like skin cancer. So we should be cautious enough to protect our environment and also preserve the energies. And we have also come across the facts how everything is interlinked between us, like how the abiotic and the biotic components are interlinked, and how the various events in one place affects the earth globally. So that will be the end of the chapter and the end of your syllabus. So go through the chapter and let me know if you have doubts in our online classes. We'll be ending our class now. That will be all. Thank you.